What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. Kansas City Chiefs Week 15 recap. I got the fireplace in the background, Christmas theme, just because it's near the holiday season. Like what, 2 weeks, like less than 2 weeks away from Christmas. Kansas City Chiefs Week 15 recap. Please like, comment, subscribe, and continue to support the channel. Let's go. We got another win. It's a blowout win. Not what I expected, but I'm happy I'll take the win because I did predict that it would be closer because the Browns played the Steelers a little bit closer. And just overall, the way that the Browns have been playing, they've been competing in like pretty much every game. Even though I don't remember every game because I know Jameis Winston's played well. Jerry Jeudy's popped off. I've been a fan of Jerry Jeudy for a while since when he got drafted in the Broncos in the pandemic. I've pretty much followed him ever since. Now he finally got his rise with Amari Cooper being out, and then Jameis Winston just having a trustworthy target. Where that's how Jameis Winston kind of plays. He kind of relies on the big names, the certain players. Like he helped Mike Evans have a lot of success early on in his career. And that's just overall that's the kind of player that he is. So that's what I kind of expected. And I don't remember every game, but I know that they've been competitive. Even though the record is 3-11, but they've been competitive overall. Pat could have played better. Pat had 2 touchdowns for 160 yards. He could have played better overall. It wasn't his best game, but he did have some highlights, and he did have some good plays. He always does. Like, it's just his throwing motion, just the way he runs, the way he's a little bit unorthodox because he looks like a baseball player almost because he's so smooth with the way how he plays and moves his body. Like a very elegant baseball player, but overall you could tell he's an athlete, he's a football player because he can take the pain. He never complains. He's injured. Oh yeah, and Pat got injured, but I wasn't even paying attention to that much when it happened. But I know he'll be fine. He should be ready to go. Probably try to play this against the Steelers, maybe play against the Texans. I'm going to speak more about that at the end of the video, and then be ready to go against the Steelers on Christmas because it's a short week. But just overall, I would say that Pat's just the complete quarterback that you want, and I think he'll have some time to rest. So like what some people thought, like they'll be resting near the end of the season. That's what everybody really thinks because we pretty much almost have the 1 seed locked up. The Bills did win, but yeah, just try to keep this back on the Chiefs. Travis Kelce had some key catches. Xavier Worthy had a good game rushing and receiving. Yeah, I'm gonna get more into the stats, but that's like the best game. Probably one of the best games I've seen from him overall for total yards. He's had a great game. He's showing why he could be a jet sweep, kind of a Deebo Samuel, kind of use him in the back. I don't know necessarily use him in the backfield, but use him in the gadget plays in other ways. Just get him the ball in his hands in the space, and he can also receive. We've seen that before, of course. Just needs some more reps, yeah, that's just the kind of player that he could be. Kareem Hunt shared the backfield with Isaiah Pacheco. It was a good game for both of them. Better for Kareem Hunt, kind of getting them off their feet, not knowing who's going to really get the more touches in the backfield. I guess we went with Kareem Hunt this time just to get them off balance, and then have it easier for Pat with the O-line not protecting as well with the left tackle position. But the interior 3 is still the best in the league, and graded by PFF for the last few years is like the best interior 3 in all of football. Our defense almost shut him out. It was a great performance. We didn't get the shutout, of course, and it was a great overall team win. But you don't need the shutout. It was still, at least we got the blowout because it was a well-deserved win that we needed, like a good win that we needed because we didn't beat someone by a lot in a while. So yeah, let's get into the stats. Yeah, Pat was 19 for 38, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt had 13 carries for 45 yards. Xavier Worthy had 6 receptions for 46 yards. Go more into it. Carson Wentz, when he came in, was 2 for 2 for 20 yards. Solid backup, of course. You know Carson Wentz's story about how he almost had an MVP season and went down like around week 11, week 12 with Philly in like the 2017-2018 season. I think it ended in 2018 when Philly won the Super Bowl and Nick Foles kind of took over and like got his chance. Didn't really do that much, but overall, Carson Wentz is a good player. He had his chances with the Commanders, had his chances with Indianapolis. Like he was decent in Indianapolis. But they know what you get with Carson Wentz. It's up and down. But like he's a good backup, of course. So he played decent. We know that he can play. He didn't necessarily need to have the ball in his hands. Even if in a playoff game, if we needed the ball in his hands and Pat was out for a bit, like what we saw with against Jacksonville, you know that we wouldn't miss a beat. If we did with Chad Henne, we could do with Carson Wentz. Xavier Worthy was Xavier Worthy was 3 carries, for 30 yards, averaged 10 yards a carry, had 1 touchdown in the rushing game. He also was 6 receptions for 46 yards and averaged 7.7 yards per reception in the receiving game. you know that he can obviously have more than that, but they're paying attention to him. DeAndre Hopkins had 5 receptions for 36 yards, 7.2 yards in average. Travis Kelce had 4 receptions for 27 yards, 6.8 in average. Samaje Perine. And then Noah Gray had 2 receptions for 21 yards, 10.5 in average and 1 touchdown. And Juju Smith-Schuster had 1 catch for 7 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, good game for all those guys. I mean, Juju didn't do that much, but we've seen him have like almost 200 yards against the New Orleans Saints. Like, we know what Juju can do. Let's get into the next top. Oh, actually, I can do the team stats, where we had 311 total team yards against our 266, 179 passing yards against our 127, 132 rushing yards against our 139, 4.1 yards per play against our 4.4, 18 first downs against their 16, 7 for 18 on third down efficiency. They're 4 for 12. So the third down efficiency played well. I didn't even notice that early in the game. I think some of the early third down that we let up were early in the game, so we're kind of getting our feet wet or just getting ready. So it's like we saw our bad tendencies for the last few games, but then overall, as the game progressed, and the Browns' offense is not a joke. I don't think their offense is a joke. As the game progressed, overall, we just looked better, and we just stopped their third downs and their third and longs. We got sacks, we got strip fumbles. Like we played by Charles Omenihu, we played better overall as the game progressed, and that's fine. That's what you want to see on our third down and third and long or third down efficiencies. Fourth down efficiency, we're both 0 for 1. Total plays 75 to 60. Sacks, they gave up 5. We gave up no sacks, so better protecting from the O-line. I mean, it's still, Pat is a good quarterback, where even if you allow pressure, he can navigate his way through, and he can kind of deal with the pressure and deal with the adversity. Someone in his face on the third and long in the Super Bowl against Miami. I mean, in Miami, and he just hits Tyreek Hill on like the most iconic plays in Super Bowl history, probably for Chiefs history. Just overall, it was a great play. The Wasp play pretty much put him on the map. Like, if he wasn't already, just for the fans that didn't know that much about him, if who only watched the Super Bowl, it was a big play. He does stuff like that all the time, and he rises to the occasion. He's always big in the moment. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't need to talk too much about that. Penalties, we had 4, they had 6, and fumbles, they had 2. Interceptions, we had none, and fumbles, we had none. Time of possession was 31 to 28. The time of possession was almost even. Let's get to the next topic. Look into next week's match versus the Browns. I mean, my bad. Next week's match versus the Texans. I said Browns. The Texans. I think the Texans are good. They're 9-5. They're a good team. They just clinched their AFC South title. So overall, I don't know what to expect, because Nico Collins is back, so it's like they don't have Diggs, but like when they had Diggs and they had everybody, they were probably one of the best teams in all of football. They were very scary, and no one really talks about that. But overall, I would think it would. I would say we win by 7. I'd say we win by 7. It's gonna be a close game, but we feel pretty comfortable with the lead, and we didn't really doubt it. But I'd say we win by 7, because CJ Stroud's had a little bit of struggles, but they do have Joe Mixon, who's one of the best backs in all of football. Was one of the best backs in the beginning of the season. Nico Collins, who's one of the best receivers in the beginning of the season. Like, the whole team obviously was probably the best team in the beginning of the year. I mean, we were too, but like just stat-wise, they're probably better. So just overall, yeah, so that's what I would expect. I think CJ Stroud's still going to struggle against our defense, because our defense is no joke, and this is a second-year quarterback, and he's going against a Steve Spagnuolo coordinated defense, where it's like, this is like a real scheme, and like he can really hide disguises. Like, he's full Tom Brady, so this is no joke. It's obviously not the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying he's not going to take it lightly, and he knows that they're a good team. So it should be a good game overall, and I don't see us losing. Peace out, guys, and thanks for watching.